Hi, this is Jason Robinson from Illustration by Design. I'm a freelance illustrator and graphic artist. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please take some time to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and make sure to hit the bell for notifications of future videos. Today I'm doing a review of the second issue of Red Rooster, a comic book created and drawn by comic creator Mitch Breitweiser and written by Mitch, Mark Pellegrini, and Patrick Stiles. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, Red Rooster was one of the first offerings to come out of Comicsgate, the indie comics revival / revolt that started in earnest back in 2018. Red Rooster was a 60-page crowdfunded comic that launched its fundraising campaign in July of 2018 and was scheduled to be delivered to customers the following spring in 2019. Fast forward to 2 years to now, July of 2020, and the 60-page Red Rooster comic book still hasn't been delivered to the original backers, and due to various decisions made by Mitch over the past 2 years, has instead ended up in Wal-Marts across the country, broken up into 3 separate issues rather than a single graphic novel. Mitch still promises to deliver the original book he promised to backers 2 years ago, but he's still drawing it, colored by his wife, Elizabeth Breitweiser, and we don't really know when exactly that book will end up in backers' hands. Anyway, this is a review of the second issue of that Walmart series of books, a PDF of which Mitch has sent to the original supporters of his crowdfunding campaign, including me, to hold them over until the physical book is eventually delivered. Now, getting into the book, I guess I'll break this up into 2 sections, the story and the art. The story itself is good. The first issue was good. I enjoyed it. The second issue continues with that. But it moves fast. This story moves at a pretty quick pace, so you don't really get much backstory in terms of who these people are, who the characters are, whether it's the heroes or the villains. You sort of have to glean what they're about just reading the story, which is fine. The only issue I have with that is that if this is going to be a 60-page story, maybe 70-page story, the events that happen so quickly that it's I don't know. I've already read the first 2 issues. There's 1 issue left, and it just seems to be going at such a rapid pace that it's, I don't know. I hope they can tie it together. It just seems to be sort of just out there. I don't know if this is just going to be limited, just 1 story and then no more Red Rooster. I have no idea. So if this is all we get with this character, then it seems like a pretty brusque, brief storyline. I don't know how satisfying it'll be. But the writing is, for what it is, for this comic book, is good. There's action. You get a good feel of these characters, who they are, and I like it. I like the writing. The writing is fairly well done. I know that originally this was written by Mark Pellegrini, and then Mark Pellegrini dropped out of the book for various reasons, and then Patrick Stiles took over. So I don't know how much of this is Pellegrini, how much of it is Stiles, how much of it is Mitch Breitweiser's input. But what I'm reading from this book is good. It's entertaining. It's not a poorly written book. I've enjoyed reading it. But my main issue, other than how quickly it's going with the book, and this is the second issue, is the artwork. The Mitch Breitweiser is a talented artist. He's a good artist, but this book is not his best work at all, and at times it looks, I guess the only word I can use other words, but the word I will use is sloppy. His natural style tends to be sketchy. He has a sketchy style of art, which is fine. He used it in Captain America. He used it in the first issue of Red Rooster. And if you've seen any of his live streams, any of his videos on YouTube, you know sort of how Mitch Breitweiser draws. But this book, the second issue of Red Rooster, is inferior to what I've seen him doing before. I mean, it looks, looking at these pages, it looks like rough sketches that he's done in preparation to doing the final art, except he never got around to doing the final art. I mean, I'm looking at especially these pages where one of his friends, I guess her name is Miss Midnight, is getting attacked in a hangar. I mean, it's little more than gesture drawings, like really, really, really rough. I won't call them scribbles, but it's not much beyond scribbling that have been colored. It's really bad. Okay, it's bad in terms of finished comic book work, and it's bad in terms of the work that I've seen from Mitch Breitweiser in the past. Again, Mitch launched this book 2 years ago, and it was supposed to come out over a year ago, finished, and he's still not finished drawing it to this day. But the work that he's put out for the second issue of the book, what has he been spending his time on? If the finished work that he's publishing for this comic book is so unfinished in appearance. Not only that, but he's having another artist help him finish the art. Here on the I guess this is the inside front cover. He lists Kelsey Shannon as doing art assists, to help him finish the drawing for this book. I don't understand why after 2 years this book has such subpar artwork in it, and he needs other artists to come in to help him draw it. I mean, I do not understand. Like the standard is for a comic book art is usually about a page a day, and he has a 60-page book, and after 2 years, how many days is that? How many days is 2 years? 730. After 730 days, he hasn't finished a 60-page book drawing it. It's not acceptable, especially with this level of artwork. I mean, this sort of work would not get him a job at Marvel or DC nowadays, and he's worked for Marvel. This is not acceptable work for this comic book. The first issue was not drawn this poorly. The second issue should not be drawn this poorly, and I certainly hope the third issue is not drawn this poorly. These books cost how much? The one selling at Walmart, does it have a price on it? Okay, it costs $5 at Walmart, okay, for each issue. The people who backed it originally paid $25, I believe, plus shipping and handling. So that's $35. Pay $35 for a 60-page book. I'm not even going to get into the fact that people who are buying at Walmart are paying half that, $15, $5 a book, and the original backers are paying $35. I won't get into that, but that's another issue. But the people buying this book are paying too much money for this level of shoddy artwork. Again, the story is fine. I have no real qualms with the story, but the art is so bad. It starts, and it's weird because I can almost see him rushing to finish this because the first few pages are good. They're solid art pages. I can see that he's taking time to put in certain details. I mean, there's a certain amount of care taken in the first few pages, but then he gets around, I don't know what page this is, page 9 or so, right after his parents walk in. all of a sudden the artwork starts like going downhill. Everything starts going into sloppy town, and I'm looking at it, it's like, okay, what's going on? When I can instinctively visually see artwork going downhill as an issue progresses, that just tells me that the artist is rushing, and that he's trying to get it finished for a deadline, which is fine. Deadlines are fine, but again, this is over a year late. I mean, it's not like he's rushing to reach a deadline that's like tomorrow. He's rushing to reach a deadline that was over a year ago. So there's no real excuse for him putting in this sort of you know poor work in terms of the illustration, and I was really disappointed with it. And again, once you get to the scenes where Miss Midnight, I think her name is, is fighting, it's just like I'm just like, what is this? It looks so bad. It hurts me to say that, but it's just really, it's not acceptable. This is bad. So I don't know what to say, what to give this book in terms of a grade. I mean, this is a comic review for this book. Story's good. The art is, I don't know. I'm conflicted because I can see that a solid foundation for the art. He's a good artist, but this work is not nearly his best. Not nearly his best. I mean, it's not even average for him. It's just poor. On a scale of 1 to 10, I mean, the story I give it, the story is 7.5. It's a good story. I mean, I enjoy it. The art, I give it a 3. Honestly, knowing what Mitch Breitweiser is capable of and seeing this artwork, I give this a 3. And this isn't me, saying I could do any better. I mean, he's like I say, he's a good artist. This is me judging Mitch Breitweiser based on Mitch Breitweiser's skills and talent, and this is poor. This is poor work from Mitch Breitweiser in terms of artwork. So 3 for art, 7.5 for story. So I mean, it's not. Is this comic book? Is this a 5? Is this in between that? No, it's less than a 5. I give this a 4. It's not acceptable work for a professional comic book, especially one that's over a year late. The people who backed this book, the people who paid money, sight unseen, for this book deserve far better than what they have gotten in this comic book. I really hope that the next issue is better than this. And I really hope that the people who backed the original graphic novel, the 60-page graphic novel, I think it's been increased to maybe 70 pages or something. I really hope that Mitch and Elizabeth Breitweiser give them something for their patience, whether it's copies of the Wal-Mart issues. If they gave them 3 issues of the Wal-Mart versions of the comic book, which came out first and which were the actual first appearance of Red Rooster, rather than the late graphic novel they'll eventually get, that might go towards helping to soothe a lot of the I guess hurt feelings and annoyance that his original backers and supporters have gone through, because they've been left hanging, been left waiting for the last 2 years, while other people have gotten this story, this comic book, at Walmart for half the price. I mean, what was the point of supporting Mission in the first place if why would we pay $35 for a graphic novel that's over a year late, when other people could just go down to the store and buy it off the shelves for half the price? Why would we bother? You know, there's no longer any collectability for that book because we no longer have the first appearance. Walmart has it, and you know, every Tom, Dick, and Larry out there, you know, got it before the original backers. Um, so yeah, this yeah, it's a lot of people have been asking for refunds. I am not. I still want the book. I still want the book I paid for. I still expect the book I paid for, and I expect better quality than I'm seeing in the second issue of this book. Mitch really needs to up his game, improve his work, and give the customers what they deserve in terms of the quality that they expect from a professional comic book artist. And like I said, Mitch's work for Marvel Comics, he's not a novice. This is not his first rodeo. He's been around. He knows what's expected of him, and he has not delivered it here. And I feel bad saying that because I want good work from people who I know are good artists, and we're just not getting it with the second chapter of Red Rooster. And I hope, like I said, I hope he does better next issue. I know he's trying to finish the next issue, and I don't know when it's going to be done, but yeah, we'll see. Time will tell. But anyway, that is my review of Red Rooster. I hope you. I hope it wasn't too harsh, but there's a certain amount of harshness needed to be, I guess, given in order to express, how I feel about it. It's just, I had high hopes for the book. I still do, but I have less hopes. I have less high hopes than I did before. So anyway, that's the review, and thanks for listening. I appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Please hit the bell for notifications of future videos, and please give this video a thumbs up if you would. I greatly appreciate it. You guys take care, and if you have a chance, check out Red Rooster at Walmart. Even if you don't buy it, just pick it up off the shelves, flip through it. You heard what I think, but ultimately, you guys are the judge. So check it out, see what you think. Okay, you guys take care. Talk to you later. Bye.